Hey guys, what's up? My name's Taylor and this is Kamila. We're talking about the Creative Musicians Summer Sessions by Odo Sound this summer, coming to Austin and Plano in July. So check out the website. Thanks for joining me and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get started. How did you get started playing music?
How did I get started playing music? Okay, glad you asked. From what my mother told me, I heard a violin when I was 6, and I was like, I need to play that instrument.
Wow.
And luckily, I had very supportive parents, and they were like, "Yes, let's go, let's do it."
Wow, cool.
I know, it was. I'm grateful, and so I started off with violin, and I actually did that for about 12 years, like
Wow.
really seriously.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
now
just a drummer. I can't.
just a drummer. Can't do anything.
Yeah.
But then I think I was like 7 or 8, and I was in a choir, and my choir instructor was also a piano teacher in my town.
Mhm.
I'm from a very small town, and she was like, let's start Kamila on piano lessons, and I started on piano lessons, and I could tell like about 5 years down the line, when I was like doing both of the instruments really seriously, I just loved piano. I always wanted to practice piano. I started not wanting to practice violin, and I think at the beginning of high school we dropped violin, and I just focused on piano full time. And sometimes I'm kind of like, man, wish I still was good at playing violin.
Yeah.
It's under my bed though. I could,
I'm sure you're better than me. I cannot play it at all.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I started, and I just did the classical thing,
Yeah.
Which has its pros and cons.
Yeah. And did you study music in college?
Yes.
So I went performance degree?
Performance,
Okay.
yeah. So I got a degree in piano performance from Ithaca College, and that's about the time when I started to fall out of love with music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it was like this. It felt to me. Everybody didn't have this experience, but it felt really constricting and like a little bit competitive. And competition isn't bad, but I started feeling like I was no longer very good at piano. And after a while, that just doesn't feel very good anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to play or practice, and I vowed, once I graduated, that I would just take a break, I was really dramatic about it. I said I would never play classical piano again.
Obviously, you've come back.
Obviously, I just needed a little bit of time.
Yeah. So you fell out of love, and then you took a break.
Fell out of love.
Did you fall back in love?
Oh, definitely. Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, so I think the reason that I'm so stoked and just happy about music in general is because I'm finally doing what I really want to do, which is songwriting.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I've wanted to be a songwriter since I was 10, and I know this because I read my journals, and I was writing
Wow.
Poetry, like really horrible poetry, when I was 10, and I just I don't know why I didn't allow myself to kind of follow that passion.
Was there any support for you? Was there any teachers or anything that would have allowed you to follow it?
Well, we were more focused, I don't want to say that I wasn't supported, because I was completely supported. But in my lessons, we were focusing on playing piano or playing violin, and getting into school.
Yeah. So did you have any opportunities to learn songwriting?
No.
Yeah.
No. But I don't know how most people learn songwriting, like if they really have a songwriting teacher or anything. It seems to be kind of like the music that you listen to, and the music that comes out of you from listening to that music. Yeah, I seem to be discovering all these things much later on than I would have liked to, but I'm glad that they're happening at
Sweet.
all.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Speed round. Favorite color.
Red.
Favorite pop song.
My
Okay,
favorite.
skip it. We'll come back to it.
Okay, yeah, I don't.
Favorite color? Oh, you already said red.
Red.
Favorite number?
13.
Favorite animal?
Wolf.
What's your spirit animal?
A wolf.
If you could be a superhero, what would you be?
Wonder Woman.
If you could have a superpower that's not Wonder Woman superpower, what would it be? Speed round, come on.
I'm very bad at the speed round. I think it would be, I don't know, to fly.
To fly, okay.
Yes.
Classic.
It's so lame. If I had some
We'll
more
try again
time,
next time.
if
Try
it
again
wasn't a
next time.
speed round.
We'll do another speed round in a minute.
Maybe to retain everything, all information.
Photographic memory?
Yes.
That'd be nice. Do you have perfect pitch?
I have very, very, very relative pitch.
I have very, very not good pitch.
I can tell if it's played on a piano because my
Okay.
dad used to play a game where he would like press a key and be like, "What's that key?" And now I can do that, but not on any other instrument.
I can't do that at all ever, so I'm impressed.
It hasn't come in handy really. So no.
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Kamila, can you tell us about one inspiring teacher that you've had?
Yeah, I have a specific moment that comes to mind. It's she was an inspiring teacher, but I'm thinking of one time. She was actually a sabbatical replacement in college for my regular piano instructor. So she was just there for a semester.
What's her name?
Mimi Solomon.
Okay.
Yeah, she's amazing. We were sitting in the studio, and I played a passage for her, and I kind of sat there and I was waiting, to be like spoon-fed how I was supposed to play this passage. And she was like, "Well, how do you think it should sound?" And I was like, "Nobody's ever asked me that. All right." And that's not like a groundbreaking, maybe somebody had asked me that. I'm not totally sure, but I just remember being like, "Oh, you want me to think about this and come up with my own interpretation, and whatever I come up with is okay because it's my interpretation." And I think, at least in the classical music world, where I always felt like everything needed to be done a certain way. And so to hear her say that, this incredible pianist, was really freeing, and I've tried to kind of keep that with me since then, like really just sitting down and asking myself, well, is this how I want this to sound?
Not how's it supposed to sound.
Yeah, or like, would somebody else like this? Or exactly, yeah.
Cool. So, do you have a favorite song of this year? Like a pop song that's out right now?
Well, I don't know if you would classify it as pop.
Okay.
But it's Chris Thile and Brad Mehldau just came out with a new album. It's called Chris Thile and Brad Mehldau. I think it's Thiele. I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong.
I don't know.
I'm such a diehard
I think it's
fan.
Thiele. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Chris, we're sorry.
We're
Please
sorry.
tell us how you say your name.
Yeah, come visit us. And he's this incredible mandolin player, if you don't know, and you should check him out. And Brad Mehldau is an incredible jazz pianist, and they kind of like put these two genres of music that don't usually go together, like bluegrass and jazz, together on this amazing collaborative album. And there are actually a lot of covers on there, and I didn't realize that they were covers until I was like, wow, this song called Marcy sounds really awesome, and then I realized, oh, it's a Joni Mitchell song from 40 years ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but there is one of the original songs is called Noise Machine, and it's just one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
Noise Machine.
Noise Machine.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Can you send me a link?
I will.
Cool. So the way that I explain the summer sessions to people is basically like, it's the program that I wish I had growing up. I wish that there was a place where I could have gone to like learn some composition and learn some improvisation, and to do that with other people that are like-minded and have the same interests, to be able to collaborate with them. So basically, I'm just making a program that I wish I had.
Which is so awesome. I want to be a person who goes to this program.
Right, yeah.
I'm stoked to be teaching at it.
Right, so you're too old.
I'm too old. Oh well.
Sorry parents, you're too old, you can't come. What's your favorite album of all time?
I can't do one.
Okay, you can pick Two
I can
or
pick
three.
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 Yes, okay.
3 albums.
3 albums. So these aren't necessarily like classic albums, but they have changed the way I think about music and changed my writing and have just changed my life for the better.
Then I can't wait to hear what they are.
Yes. So the first one is called Young Man in America by Anais Mitchell.
Okay.
She's an incredible folk singer and songwriter. And she's like one of the most inspiring musicians that I listen to. Every time I listen to her songs, I can't believe how good they are. It's kind of like, I'll never get tired of it. So highly recommend checking that album out. It came out a few years ago, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another album is In the Magic Hour by Aoife O'Donovan.
Okay.
She's also part of the kind of progressive bluegrass, Chris Thile, Punch Brothers kind of scene.
Nice.
And I don't know, kind of her voice, like when I want to describe her voice, I think of liquid gold. That's kind of like warm liquid gold. I guess it would have to be warm. Yeah. It's beautiful. The songs are beautiful. I probably, when that album came out, I listened to it for 6 months.
Nice.
You know, like every day.
I'm listening to Stevie Wonder right now, so that's like I
nice.
just listen to Stevie Wonder all day. Stevie Wonder live at last. YouTube Stevie Wonder live at last. Clear out your schedule for the next 2 or 3 hours and watch it.
Will do.
Yeah. Third album?
Okay, Rhythm of the Saints, Paul Simon.
Nice.
Yeah. I think it might be kind of a little bit of a nostalgic thing because my parents listen to that a lot, and I have this memory of, you know, like cooking dinner and having that album on. So every time I hear it, I'm kind of like brought back a little bit, which is
Time Machine album.
Totally.
Nice.
I love it. I love Paul Simon.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's got good percussion.
Yes. Sure does.
Okay, so speed round. What are your top 3 favorite albums again?
In the Magic Hour by Aoife O'Donovan, Rhythm of the Saints, Paul Simon, and Young Man in America, Anais Mitchell.
Boom. 3 greatest albums of all time. You heard it here first. So these are your top songs you're listening to right now?
Yeah, just like recently. I've been in the mood.
Yeah? What are
So the first one is Blues Run the Game by Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay.
It's so beautiful. I've tried to write a cover for it, and I've just decided that it's good enough. It doesn't need me to cover it.
Yeah, can't touch it.
Yeah, can't touch it. The second, I kind of have been recently also going down this Bob Dylan train. Not going down a train. I don't know if that's the way I'm.
You've been going down a train of thought.
Yes.
Have you heard The Tallest Man on Earth?
Oh my gosh,
So
I
good.
love him.
So good.
So good. Yes. I kind of think of Anais as like the female tallest man on Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's the tallest woman on Earth.
Yeah. They're kind of just in the same vein.
Nice.
Yeah, love him. But we can all agree like who has inspired him, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
Bob.
Bob.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been kind of just listening to so many albums. It's like, how do you have the time to do all of that stuff? But specifically a song that I have been drawn to is Not Dark Yet.
Okay.
And I actually was successful in writing a cover for that.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Do you have a recording?
Nope.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Eventually. Third song?
Third song. I think this is not one song, but just like I've been listening to Margaret Glaspie's album, Emotions and Math, and it came out a few years ago, and I was obsessed with.
Okay, so what's your third song? Your third song that you're listening to these days?
So my third song is a song by Margaret Glaspie, and it's called. I'm thinking of like 3 different ones that I love by her, but we'll just go with Emotions.
Pick one, come on.
Emotions and Math. Emotions and Math.
Emotions and Math.
Yeah.
Nice. Fourth song?
Fourth song. Oh, Green Lights by Sarah Jarosz. It's
Nice.
off of her new album that also won a Grammy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
just now.
I have a lot of listening to do. I don't know any of these. I have to
Yeah,
send
I
me the
will.
links.
I mean, it's
Or make a Spotify.
biased,
You should make a
but-
Spotify playlist and we'll share it with everybody.
okay. I will do that.
There we go. Or YouTube.
Sounds good.
It's up to you.
Cool.
There you go. Camilla's top songs of the day.
Worth a listen.
Check them out. Speed round.
Oh,
If
no.
you could be an insect, what insect would you be?
A fly.
A fly. Okay. If you could go to any other planet, which planet would you go to?
Mars.
Why?
It's the first one I thought of.
Okay.
This is,
Good
this
answer.
is the speed round.
Good answer. If you
No, it would definitely be Venus. I don't know what I'm
okay.
thinking.
No, my turn. Speed round for me.
Okay. What is a book that you've always wanted to read?
Ooh. I can't read.
Good answer. What is your favorite place to go? Where is your favorite place?
The
to
Green
go?
Belt in Austin.
Okay.
Nope, just kidding. This Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee.
All right.
Just came back from there. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Haven't been there yet.
You should go. Next.
Okay. What is your favorite German food?
Ooh. Oh, Runzas and Abunzas. It's like it's
Never
like
heard of that.
it's so good. It's like a bun with like cabbage and deliciousness inside of it, and you bake them and then you eat them and they're amazing.
Yum.
Next.
Okay. What is your favorite color?
Purple.
I hate that question.
Sorry.
I mean,
Next.
I asked it. Okay. What is a song that you're listening to right now?
I'm listening to everything by Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder Live at Last. And probably any song. If I had to pick one, I would say Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I guess.
Nice.
Two more.
What is something that you are excited about in the next month?
Excited in the next month to go to California and teach teachers how to use Soundtrap
Very cool.
and get their kids using Soundtrap and changing the world.
Chacos or Tivas?
Chacos for sure.
It's a wrong answer.
Easy
That is
question.
the wrong
Easy
answer.
This summer, when the young adults of Odo Sound show up to learn, what can they expect to learn from you?
Well, I think for me, they can expect a very kind of inviting, open atmosphere where there are no wrong things, you
Mhm.
know, and it's and we're going to talk about different approaches and kind of what the end goal is for your musical idea, basically, you know, because I write a certain kind of music and maybe one of the students doesn't care about that kind of music and wants to do something else, and we can talk about how to approach that.
So it'd still be relevant, even if they're not your
Totally.
style, you could
Yes,
still learn
yes.
something?
It's gonna be, I mean, there's so many different facets of songwriting. It's kind of
Mhm.
like, I can't cover everything in
Right.
the few hours that I have, but we are gonna cover things that will apply to all kinds of songwriting and that you can kind of bring into your collaborative process as well, because I
Awesome.
think that's really important, especially now, you know, maybe always, but nothing is a one person thing. Nobody does anything alone.
Yeah.
Even when you write a song, it's kind of like, why did you write that song? It was inspired by an event, maybe,
Mhm.
you know, and so just recognizing that it's more than you, and how to kind of approach songwriting in a different way, maybe.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me and talking. And I'm
My
super,
pleasure.
super stoked for this July.
I am too.
And I hope to see all of you there later. Let's get warmed up by doing some questions, and then at the
I thought you
end.
were gonna say lip trills.
No.
Some tongue twisters. Raspberries.
This is Taylor and Camilla. We're getting warmed up for our interview tonight. Am I doing it right?
Yeah. That's great.
Okay.
That's great.
You're such a good teacher.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get started. Now,